Today, we are going to review the basics of making a game plan. As Ben Franklin once said, failing to plan is planning to fail. Without a plan, progress can often take a lot longer and be very unsuccessful. Let's take a look at the fundamentals of making a space engineering plan. The plan. Space Engineers has two primary modes: creative and survival. We're going to first look at creative mode planning. In creative mode, there are three general strategies. An engineer may create an empire, or test new ideas without worrying about resources, or practice tactics on NPC enemies. Out of these strategies come a few priorities. First, we may need to define a starting location, build a base, and then create and test our ideas. Defining a location is a vital notion. We want to examine the distance we have from threats. Consider the terrain for constructing, and decide on whether we build in open space, on a planet, or on a nearby asteroid. Next, we build a base. The first to consider is our base's functionality. With functionality, we need to look at future automation of the base. Then we need to consider the placement of equipment, such as refineries, power sources, and storage. Finally, we have creating and testing. The most important is to have an emergency plan or shutoff. Next, it is good to have either a controlled platform or open space. And then we have to make sure the correct conditions are in place. This includes whether we are relying on having an atmosphere or gravity, or how much space we really need. Now let's take a look at survival mode. The strategies will be a bit different than created. They include creating an empire, eradicating enemies, testing out designs, and potentially surviving Armageddon. To meet these strategic goals, we have multiple priorities. The primary being to find the right resources. Then, establish a base. And finally, expand and secure our territory. Why find resources? We need proper resources to advance our ability to build new technology, sustain life and abilities with oxygen, hydrogen, and energy. And how to get those resources using either a rover, air-powered aircraft, or spacecraft. Next, we have to build a base. Considerations include its distance from resources, being able to secure the base, and the accessibility and necessary functions of our base. Now, what does it take to expand and secure? First, take out local threats. Advance our travel technology. And create remote outposts or a traveling station. That is it for the two modes. Here is the summary of my survival plan for this series. First, we will find the right resources. Then, advance our tech tree. Take out all local enemies. And finally, expand from Protem to dominate space. Tune in to the next episodes as we advance through the space engineering plan.